A lot of people that live in the city that turn their faucet on and water their yard every other day don't even realize how bad this drought is because they don't see it.
California is living through some of its driest years in a century.
We need water! We need water! We need water!
With longer periods of drought, water management and conservation are crucial for protecting this precious resource.
95% of California is in severe drought. In the search for a solution, someone floated an idea.
Reservoirs have now turned black, and officials want them that way.
2, 1, shade balls away!
Each one of these hollow plastic balls measure 4 inches in diameter and are weighed down with water. They are coated in a chemical that blocks out UV light, therefore preventing the bromide and the chlorine in the water to form bromate, a carcinogen. They also prevent 300 million gallons of water from evaporating each year. Three million of these shade balls were first placed in the Ivanhoe Reservoir back in 2008. 1 year later, the city of Los Angeles decided to place another 3 million in the Elysian Reservoir. By 2012, another 6.4 million shade balls were placed into the Upper Stone Canyon Reservoir. And finally, in 2015, 96 million shade balls were placed in the Los Angeles Reservoir. Many critics did not have positive things to say about LA's unique idea. Despite that, the shade balls proved the critics wrong. The black color was heavily accused of attracting sunlight, but the carbon black proved to block out sunlight more effectively than any other color and resist degradation longer. They were also heavily criticized for being plastic, but the plastic used is food grade and brings no issues to health and safety. In fact, the same plastic is used for water pipes worldwide. Each shade ball was 36 cents, making LA's expense for the project approximately $34.5 million, as opposed to alternative plans that would have cost them more than $300 million. None of the other projects would have been possible without draining the reservoirs, which would have not only been costly, but also deplete our emergency reserves. The shade balls were a great temporary aid for a historical drought. They have been removed from the Ivanhoe Reservoir, where the water will be transported to Headworks, the largest underground reservoir in the United States. Many Silver Lake residents are taking this opportunity to petition for the reservoir to become a recreational area. In the meantime, it will be joining other Los Angeles reservoirs which are no longer in use, but instead are solely there for aesthetic purposes and backup water in case of emergency. Many of these reservoirs provide a natural, comfortable habitat for small wildlife in Los Angeles. The Elysian and Upper Stone Canyon reservoirs have been drained out and will be covered with floating covers. The shade balls that have been removed will be returned to the manufacturer and recycled into new shade balls. Meanwhile, the shade balls will remain as a permanent cover for the Los Angeles Reservoir, being replaced every 10 years.